Episode 1, This Rose. Tune in.
One of the principal reasons why American players play professional rugby is the chance to compete at the pinnacle, a chance to be part of the Rugby World Cup. And as you sit there, every one of you's got a chance to be part of the Rugby World Cup with England.
Good, nominate guys.
The first 2 weeks of this Rugby World Cup preparation, trying to put the building blocks in place in terms of, one, our conditioning, the way we're physically equipped for the way we want to play. I think secondly, the basic fundamentals, the skills, the principles of play within each aspect of the game. And I think thirdly, and this can't be understated, is the importance of the relationships between everybody involved in the programme, the players, the management team, that ensuring the environment in which we operate, the culture in which we have is one that's strong and powerful for us. The coaching team faces a brilliant challenge in that we've got a new coaching team coming together at the very end of a 4-year cycle, which the real benefit we had is that many of us have known each other for some period now, work together, so we understand how we operate, and I think that's beneficial for us going forward, because we need to hit the ground running. Each of the coaches is very good at their job, very good coach, but also I think good people. I think the squad has a really powerful blend of different levels of experience. Right now we've got players who played in several World Cups, and we've got players that are relatively new to the international arena, and what I see is the more experienced players sharing those experiences with the younger players, and I see the younger players coming in and throwing themselves into what we ask them to do with a competitiveness, a drive and an enthusiasm that I think spreads around the whole programme. What I see them is developing a really good cohesion, which I think adds tremendous value.
Might be too hot, mate.
Oh, so good to see you. These camps are obviously a bit more significant for me.
Okay, so this is 3 days post ACL. We're off. We're bending in person.
At the time of filming this, it was just under a year, 2 weeks' time, that I actually injured my knee, and then I've been out with that it took me 9 months to get back to playing rugby again, and then I've been away to South Africa and played on loan down there, which is obviously a hugely different experience, and now I feel extremely grateful to be back in this environment. And I guess the lesson that I learned from last time round, and the mindset that I went into 2019 with, was that I was going to remove anything out of my control from my mindset. So selection was something that was out of my control, and I know how that experience feels. So I've been through and done the entire World Cup prep in 2019, and then I left the boys the day before they flew to Japan. And yet that was still one of the most enjoyable and most positive rugby experiences of my life. So that almost this time frees me up to know that the selection is something that's beyond my control, but what I can do is I can tear into every day, and I know just how enjoyable this experience can be, as I said, regardless of selection. Of course I sit here and I want to be selected, and I hope that I'm selected, and I hope I make it to France, but as I said, that's beyond my control.
Crap on it. Charlie's mullet. Yeah.
He's gone abroad, come back thinking he's mental. His nose has also got bigger in South Africa, don't you think, Fred? You could smell a Sunday roast on a Tuesday, that way.
I didn't really know where I was going to be playing, and it was looking like I could be anywhere, to be honest. I could be in Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. I didn't know where it was that I was going to end up playing rugby, so for a point it looked like maybe Australia. So at that point, I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought maybe the guys over there would accept me if I grew a mullet. So I cut one in and then I started, so I'll finish. So every time I go to get a haircut now, I keep thinking of taking it off, but then I remember that it's been a few months' work, so then you don't want to undo all of that. So yeah, for the time being, it's going to stay and I'm stuck with it, but maybe next haircut I might have enough of it, and if it keeps staying hot, then maybe I might just want to shave that again.
Charlie, stay there.
Working with Steve again is brilliant. I've never worked with him in a head coach capacity, but he's a coach who I've got an enormous amount of respect for and a pretty big debt of gratitude. I feel that the 4 years that I spent working with him in his previous role with England, I improved as a player immeasurably in that time, and a big part of that was down to him. And he doesn't let standards slip. Every single day is another day for attention to detail, and he understands the importance of the little things and he coaches the little thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Don't be feet a bit early there, do you reckon, Charlie?
Yeah.
So usually if you find that, you have to do that occasionally. And the reality is when you're being lifted, you have to stop your feet earlier than you would. You need to try and get him there.
He's on you, but as a player, that's exactly what you want. He's on you because he cares and because he wants you to be better. So I'm just loving being back with him, but then also say with all these other coaches that I've never worked with before. Like, I'm hearing things I've not heard before and new way of doing stuff. But again, fundamentally, always coming back to the basics. As I think in any Steve Borthwick team, the fundamentals of your game are always going to be around the basics.
Absolutely balls out. You get 3.5 minutes rest between each rep. So it's 5 of your best now. Full recovery.
Aled is a coach that has the ability to get players to do things and to push further than they thought they could. He has an ability to draw more out of them. He changes the perceived limits they set, and that's, I think, a pretty rare talent.
The challenge here, final thing I'm going to say, guys, before you can rip in. Can you focus for 30 seconds, or do you drift off? Is there a time that you think, I just need to switch off for a little bit? Or can you focus for the 30, 2, 1? Outstanding, men. Can I ask you guys, go as a group, just go for a walk around and we'll come back to the whiteboard, please.
Main focus is, from a conditioning point of view at the moment, building up to the World Cup, is really to build a strong foundation. Obviously different players, different positions have different requirements. It's understanding those and making sure we tailor everyone's programme really to prepare them for what's coming next, in the next block, as we go into the summer series, and then eventually when we get to France, and then really working back from where we'd like to be at desired times. So that's really what we're working on. But yeah, foundational work. One of the biggest challenges, I think, when players come in and are reintegrated into team training is how the mind holds the body back, potentially, because it's challenging when you're training by yourself, and they might have been training with their mates at their respective clubs. But the first time you do something really hard, I really believe that it's the mind that almost holds the body back a little bit. So we've put them into some dark places already, on purpose. And once you kind of break that seal, I think players are much more willing to let the handbrake off and go pretty deep into some holes, you know, but places that potentially harder, places that potentially going to challenge them way more than in a game. But we need to know, and they need to have the confidence in each other as well, that they're willing to go there. That's a really, really important factor for us.
Loose arms, loose and fast. That's 15.
What of those?
I'll do 2 more, yeah, wait.
That's what they turn and go. Brilliant. Turn and go. Turn and go.
Val, we got to go, Val! Time!
That's the lights.
Quick as you can! And reload! Reload! There!
Walking towards me, boys! Keep walking towards me!
You good, Badge?
Yeah, we'll come here.
Will Joe, spin it! Yeah, let's go over it. Remember what Alan and Steve said? We're training for a purpose. So it's not a case of do the fitness, get your breath back, be coordinating in rugby. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, like Steve said. Throw yourself into it, 100% Will Joe. If we f it up, we move on, boys. That's what being a team's about.
Go! Who's going? Let's go! Go! Chase him, spinners! Go, right! Go back, right! Keep working! Chase! Good on, Daz! Ready! Ready! Go! Drop him under!
Look at that, that's class, boys. That's exactly where I want to be. And we'll build on that each week now, yeah? Val, finish us, mate. Back 1 through. 2, 3. It was a good blow. It's nice to be back into it. Tough first week, but it's in the bag, isn't it?
Believe it or not, I've been in a few World Cup camps. To only have played in 1 World Cup game, I've had many, many World Cup camps. It's always long, it's a long old pre-season, the start of the year, but it's great to get that much time with people, to form relationships, to form bonds, to be able to get what you want on the training field. It's a great opportunity for me to come back in and really embrace it. I've absolutely loved these last couple of weeks. It's been hard, it's been tough graft, but it has to be. It's a World Cup. We're preparing to be the best prepared team to go out there and give it our all. The beauty of pre-season is you work for each other, you learn a lot about each other, you have to fight for each other. It's competitive because everyone wants to put a good step forward, but the best way of doing that is to work really well as a team. We've worked hard on the pitch, we've had some good times off it as well. Yeah, see, I've got baby feet, so Whenever I walk on anything, I have to have comfy shoes on. But I do not like hardness on my feet, whereas my kids will run over glass and they're fine. Me, I'm terrible. I'm a real softie when it comes to that. So a pebble beach down in Brighton doesn't suit DC very well. So sea recovery is great, but getting into the sea has become problematic. So you can see I'm in agony getting in there and I'm in agony getting out. And then one of the lads was like, yeah, but if you go deeper, it turns into sand. Fortunately for me, with the height problem, the deeper I go, the less I'm able to stand. So yeah, I didn't feel any sand. Other stuff's great to switch off. Obviously, it can be really intense. When the rugby's on, it's on, and you've got to be properly focused and switched on. But I think Steve and the coaches are very clear that when you're off, you're completely off, switch off, and that's when these types of moments, these early days of a camp are so precious. Oh, cliffhanger last night, what?
Previously.
Hi guys. Good evening.
What? Sorry, bro, I was just wearing my sun gods. Just take my sun gods off. Lovely bit of kit there.
We need a little bit of silence because we're catching up on last night's cliffhanger.
The connection is there.
Yeah, so I'm trying to keep in with the young lads and pretend like I know what's going on. So I'm in the Love Island crew. So we watch Love Island 9 o'clock every evening.
15 years to the day since the badge made its debut. 15 years, mate. You were 9. Still rolling out the vet, eh?
We are recruiting. We are pulling people for chats. We are trying to get a couple more bombshells into the room to watch it. The biggest bombshell we could get, the biggest fish if we could catch him, is Big Dan Cole. We're going to try and get the sheriff in to watch Love Island. We're going to send Marla in as a secret mission to get the Koala bear in for Love Island.
Can you imagine Coley on Love Island?
Pulling something from the chat.
So stiff. With not people like Coley, but like on this Love Island.
Get to have a word with it.
Nick's romp zone. Go on, girl.
She absolutely romps home. She can win me some money. Well, from the advice I got given, I think number 6. Same as Freddie.
I think we've bet on number 6 to win the race, so if we give it best dressed, little confidence boost, just pump the tyres up. Interview me in 20 minutes time and we'll see if I'm still smiling. For a second I thought we had it. Hey, at least and then he didn't have the legs. And I'm gutted. But
it's about drive, it's about
we're on to
power.
the next one, aren't we? We're on to the next one.
Chase your losses.
You're delighted that the England rugby team has been with us all evening, so absolutely delighted to see them. They're actually training down here in Brighton at the moment, so we wish them all the very best for the up and coming campaign.
Belongs in one of these 2 categories. Okay? And aerial contest. You to respect where it goes. Johnny, jump up. Right, I would dominate him in the air. We all know that. Yes. Prove it.
Week 3 we'll move to the Lensbury in southwest London. We ensure here that we maximise every learning experience we have, so that then we're constantly reinforcing stepping forward as quickly as we can.
Oh, sorry, that's